And we're live. Welcome. I'd like to say hi to all the look at, and we've got the panel with the beach going, and he's got his LEDs going on in the background. Look at it.
Hey, Alvin, let you know, I ordered these Sunday, and they came from New Jersey. So here's my second set of LED lights while you fuckers wait on that slow boat from China.
No, I'm not waiting on the boat from China. I went for the eBay one.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can talk. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
Well, Blue got hers today. So
Did she?
Yep. Good. So everyone's got that. He's got his lights going on there. So welcome everyone watching the show. Andrew, nice to see you. You doing all right today?
Sorry, I was muted.
Yeah, I didn't even do it.
I literally got back from a run an hour ago and jumped in the bath and then realised your clocks must have went back. So instead of starting at 10 p.m. my time, we started 9 p.m. my time. So I had to quickly jump out.
Until you guys change it in another week or two?
28th, I think, goes forward again. So we're back to normal.
Yeah, back to 5 hours. Alban, nice for you to join us.
Hey, what's up, everybody? What's up, everyone out in the side chat too? I'm not typing that much. I got a bunch of things I'm doing here.
Oh yeah, he's got some responsibilities. Yeah, I got responsibilities. We won't have Blue here unless she's able to join at the end. She has a webinar meeting, so we'll see if she's able to join us for maybe near the end. We'll see if she gets done with that. So let's see. We got Octavia. Nice to see you. Daldum, Eddie, Patty, Roger as usual. Brad, nice to see everybody. TJ Smith, nice to see you, bud. We got Sahil, another regular. All these regulars watching us. Look at the beach. Look at he watches so much we put him on the panel. So let's see. So we got a lot of our regular people. Thanks for you guys joining us. And if you've never watched this show before, what we do is we'll review 2 movies. The panel will talk about the 2 movies that we had for this week that was picked. We'll talk about those 2 movies. Then we will post the link, and you're able to join if you can use a camera if you want, or not use a camera if you don't want. But you're welcome to join the chat after that. But feel free to type while we're talking if your thoughts about the movie, like, dislike, this or that, and then we'll do a little vote. So if you've never watched the show, that's the kind of the premise of the show. That's the way of the show. And this week we have the Blues Brothers, which was picked by Blue. She picked that this week and not here to talk about it. And then we have Bad Words, which the Beach picked, and we'll see how that plays out for everybody. So since Blue is not here, we'll start with Bad Words first. You guys okay with that? And then maybe she'll join. Maybe she'll join on the end. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Hold on. Jason Bateman. So boom. Up. I see Sharon's made it over there to the side chat. Welcome.
Hey, Sharon.
Okay, so we got 2013, Jason Bateman, and I didn't realize that he directed this until I watched it again. And this was the second time that I'd seen it. Who would like to be first? Oh, the Beach. Since this was your movie, you can be first or last. You're allowed. You can since you picked it, you get to choose that.
I'll go first. That way,
okay.
If I go last and Andrew gives his review, I may be crying too loud to talk for the hate he'll have for it. But I mean, the reason I picked it, I think it's an underrated movie. Like I said, it only made $7 million. So I didn't think a lot of people had seen it before. Number one, the character he plays in this movie is such a freaking hateable asshole. I mean, there's so many reasons to really hate the guy. But I mean, and eventually he comes around. He does come, friends with the little kid. But the little part, I mean, when he goes to the spelling bee and he gives the one kid, he goes, here's your mom's panties. She left them last night. I hate to tell you, they're going to be getting divorced. Then he takes the little kid They have the discussion about not all girls have nipples. So they hire a prostitute to show him the breasts. And he's like, hey, let's go for ice cream. He goes like, fuck the ice cream. Let's touch them. Can I, how much I touch them? And then the one where he puts the freaking ketchup pack on the girl's seat. Oh, your womanhood,
this is such a great day.
Yeah, I mean, one that got me, the woman who gets tossed out of the spelling bee. He called my son a cocksucker. I have a beautiful, young, fully elasticized vagina. As they're carrying them out, carrying her out. So I mean, there's to me, there's a lot. I have a sick sense of humor, so there's bits in that I found really funny, and then it has to have a nice ending with the kid and everything. So I just thought it was an underrated movie. I didn't think maybe a lot of people had seen it before, and I thought some people might enjoy it. So there you go. That's my 2 cents.
Nice. Okay.
Hey Todd, you got a marquee for the bottom there?
Let's go ahead and hit the banner. You talking about the
put
in a banner? Yep, I can.
Don't want to ruin this movie for anyone that didn't.
If you've not seen it,
but you gotta watch it because it's a great movie.
I don't know how I can spell. All right, we'll go with that. Okay, so let's run across the bottom.
Too.
Yeah, I'm going purple.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah, I'm going purple today. I'm doing the purple day. I should no, can't, no.
No what? Well, why couldn't you stay with purple?
Because I can't.
Oh, okay.
I gotta go with green. It's St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patty's Day. Okay, yeah.
And notice I am the only person on the panel wearing green.
I got some green in there.
I have some green in here somewhere.
Yeah. So get my green. Get my green. Okay, who would want to be next on this movie?
I'll go next.
All right, Alvin.
Okay. Funny as hell, this movie. I mean, I was in tears. And it's not even just like what the Beach was saying about the things that he was doing during the spelling bee, but it was like some of the things how he was what he would call the little kid. I mean, I was it was oh my gosh. Don't look at me. Don't look at me.
When they're having sex.
That was funny. And of course the one of the funniest things in the movie to hear the line "Todd is the key to my success."
Yes. Yes, I actually wrote that down. Todd, he's cool and smart and my best friend.
I knew you were gonna have to say something about that. So.
And Jason Bate goes out and burns Todd, and the little kid at the window. Todd!
Oh my gosh, it was too much. When he would like call him Slumdog Millionaire, and stuff. I mean, I couldn't take it. It was so funny. It was a good, cute movie. I did see it before, but it was, it felt like such a long time ago. And when with him with his father, when he, because we know that he did, the spelling bee really to get back at him, and the look on the father's face when. Because remember, in the end, he gave his father the letter that he wrote, and his father just ripped it up and threw it down. And he says, "Well, basically, I was giving this to my dad. I thought that was a vindication for him, but he didn't want to hear anything from his father. But I really liked it. I really liked it. It was really." Very funny. One other thing when he said to him, "Turn your curry hole the other way."
your curry
Oh
hole.
my God. Jason Bateman has a way of doing comedy that is just so perfect. You know what I mean? He's just so funny. The things that just come out of his mouth, it's just like you just don't expect to hear that from him.
It's dry humor.
He's dry and just he delivers it.
He delivers it. I don't think it's really dry.
Yeah.
I think he just really delivers really well. But I liked it. I liked it. I'm still crying thinking about it. It was just so funny. Thanks to the beach.
All right. What about you, Andrew? What did you think of it? Or, well, I'll let you be last. Since
No,
the beach wanted you.
I want to go now.
Oh, okay.
While it's still fresh in my memory, because I did watch this one last today. I watched the other one first today. So guess what? I actually liked it. It was good. Jason Bateman. I like Jason Bateman anyway, and I do like his sense of humor. Like Oberyn said, he's got a way with comedy, and he's like kind of straight faced when he says the lines. He's like very like no expressions to his face when he just says this when he's saying hilarious lines. And I found it funny. I was almost dropped myself in it there. I said I found some of the things he was saying were quite racially. There was a lot of racial undertones, but it was funny, which made us feel bad in a way because I found them really funny. Like when he was calling the kid Slumdog, he kept calling the kid Slumdog. But I just like the way he tracked the kids. When he was on them, he was like playing the mind games with them because he knew that just like in the end, they might be smart and like smart spellers, but they're like just kids at the end of the day, so they're easy to manipulate. And like when he's got the panties in his pocket, and like the beach said when he's like, "Oh, these are your mothers," and the kid's looking over and he just sees his mother. He sees Jason Bateman's character sitting next to his mother, and his mother's just smoking a cigarette. Yeah. It's just weird. I just like the way he messed with our heads. Like for the whole movie, though, I was thinking like, right, so what is the actual? Where we're going? What's the goal with this? Because why is this 40-year-old guy in this spelling bee? And another thing as well, I want to ask: is this an actual thing that happens? Do they put spelling bees like live on national television? Because that is strange.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do.
Yes.
You guys are weird.
It's not on the BBC for sure.
I know, right?
Spelling bees, freaking cornhole and dog shows.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Don't forget the dog show.
Yeah, right. The dog. You guys have dog shows
as well. Do I have dog shows?
Yeah, like the Westminster.
Yeah, Crufts.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
It's the same concept.
Just not spelling bees. But it's not.
Well, we know with my spelling, I didn't do very well in any of those.
I've got a feeling we'd all be out in the first round, and I would be embarrassed to get beat by a bunch of kids, but that would be what happened.
I mean, they kept throwing out those super hard words for him to get, and he kept nailing them.
Yeah, you could kind of see where it was going at the end, where he was going to try and like sabotage himself for the other kid to win, but then you didn't see that the other kid was going to do just the same thing. They're just going back and forwards, misspelling the words on purpose. And then he's like, "What?" He gets up and he says to him, he goes, "What are you doing?" He's just like, "It's very simple. Just spell the words. I can do this all day," or something like that. And the kid just goes, "Fuck you, guy." National TV. I like how he teaches them all the swear words and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought it was hilarious when you walk into the kids' room and he's got the folder and it says Todd on it. I thought, oh god, Dad will be getting you'll be getting such a bloody tickle out of that one. Which is why I was really pleased when he said it, when he took it outside and set it on fire. Like, he's seen it on fire and then he just goes like that. Sprays more.
Yeah.
Like, by God. It was too smart to be you anyway. There's no way you would be smart.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. No, I could.
Although, this film did make us question the kid's parents though, because my God, the father puts him up. It says he's got to be a man, so he's got to be in his own hotel room. Yeah. And he's like, "Oh, so your father's just like in a hotel room down a couple of doors down." And he's like, "No, he's in a different hotel. He's in like a high rate hotel."
Yeah, a real nice one.
He left this little 10-year-old kid in a hotel on his own in his own room.
Yeah,
it's fucking.
And then Jason Bateman gets stuck in a storage closet.
Yeah.
Sticking in the storage closet.
What I love is when that first night when he gets up in the morning and he goes on his way out and he leaves a fucking bag of shit there.
There at the desk. Yeah, because there was no bathroom in there. Yeah.
And then the kid called the cops on him, and they're like, he was knocking on the door. "Oh, what do you do now, you little bitch? Hold it, fits. I'm coming." Yeah, she's still in there, and they bust the door down.
Yeah. So, I didn't realize. I wouldn't have realized if I hadn't watched WandaVision that the woman in it is in WandaVision. I don't know if anyone's ever watched WandaVision, which is like the witch. What's she called? What's the actress's name? Katherine
Hahn.
Katherine
Hahn. Yeah, she's in WandaVision, and that's as soon as I seen her, I was like, "Oh, I like her." There's something quite pretty about her as well. There's like something about her I quite like. I did like though in the sex scenes where she was like, "Don't look at me, don't look at me." He's like, "We're starting." He's like, "Right, okay." So he's like, "Right, okay, we're just on a slow walk," and he's like, "Right, now we're jogging."
We're jogging.
Who wants to run? And she's like, "Don't look at this."
Then later on,
every time.
They're in the shower and he's bent over and we don't know what is going on, but he starts doing the same thing. "Don't look at me, don't look at me."
Yeah, I liked it. It was some nice funny laughs. And I just thought we had a spelling bee live on national television. But it was a good film. There's a nice little story of like the adult and the kid kind of having a similar backgrounds with their parent, like in regards to their fathers. So Jason Bateman was kind of just like the little boy was just basically the same as him, really, because they didn't have like much influence from the father, and they didn't have any friends, so they kind of connected in a weird way. But yeah, I liked it. I think Katherine Hahn's pretty weird to watch. Okay. Check that one out. But yeah, that's me done for this movie. Well done, The Beach.
Oh, damn. Pick two movies and Andrew liked them both.
You like them both, yeah.
I ought to quit now.
You quit while you're ahead. You're so lucky that you didn't get a chance to pick Coming to America, because it would have been bad for you.
That's why I thanked Blue last week after watching that dog turd of a movie. I'm so glad. Put it this way, I would have watched it first before I suggested it.
Let's see. Bad Words. I had seen this years ago and watched it again, and I laughed out loud. LOL. Seriously. As a warning, and if you guys are watching the show, you've probably watched this movie, and if you haven't, it is as a bit on the racist side. And uncomfortable in a way, because he's making fun of little kids. So you got to be comfortable with that. You know, he's mean to little kids. So you have to be able to be a person that can be comfortable with a movie that's doing stuff like that. But if you can get past that kind of stuff, then this movie is so funny. One of the things like it cracked me up. One of the first things when I laughed out loud is when he's at the spelling bee, and they argued about him being on it, but then he never passed the 8th grade, so he was able to be on it. And so he was on the stage, and he looks at the little kid next to me. He goes, "How you doing?" And the kid says, dad says, "Don't talk to me because you're a jerk," or something like that. Calls him a name. He says, "Oh, your dad said that about me?" He goes, "Yeah, my dad says you're that, so I'm not supposed to talk to you." And he says something. He goes, "Oh, did you hear that?" And he goes, "What?" And he goes, "I heard it from your chair." And he goes, What do you mean?" He goes, "I hear your chair is begging, help, help."
So heavy. So heavy.
Yeah, because he's like, the kid's like, "What are you doing here?" And he's like, "Oh, well, I heard your chair. Your chair was like shouting out for help."
And then one of the things, the second part that I seriously laughed when Jason Bateman gets up there and gives some of his words, and he hits these words that are hard, and he says, "Moms, break out the rubber pillowcases tonight. The little pricks will be crying, or we'll be counting tears, not sheep."
Sheep. Yeah.
Oh, they'll break out the rubber pillowcases because the little pricks will be counting tears, not sheep.
Yeah.
And then he comes running out of there. I showed the picture, and then when the parents are chasing him, that cracked me up. And the Todd, the book was funny, and him being cool and smart. And I said, "Yeah, that's me." And and then I also wrote on here when he called him cha latte. He says cha latte, and he goes, "Fuck you, guy." And then when the little kid kicks him in the nuts, and he goes, "Gandhi would be so proud of you right now." And
I'm gonna slaughter you like a sacred cow.
I mean, it was so wrong. But the thing was is that the dad set him up, set the little boy up, and told him to be friends with, to try to throw off Jason Bateman. So that was part of his dad's plan. So that was, his dad's plan, and Cha Latte was pretty close to doing that. He did it, but then he actually started to like Jason Bateman's character, and so the roles reversed a little bit, and it's one of the things I thought about with this movie and I wrote at the end, is the monsters we create that are children. And it's because of the things that's happened, and we all, well, it's my childhood. But in this, you see, because of Jason Bateman's lack of a father, his father basically having zero to do with him, created this animosity, this anger, this flame that he didn't care what he had to do and how he had to accomplish it. He wanted to get back at his father. And it did not matter what carnage happened in the way. He just had that goal. And so, sometimes I think as kids, we can mess them up. I think as parents, we sometimes think we mess them up more than we help them. But yeah, I think that with both of them, I think with that little boy, the same thing with his dad pushing him was going to, create the same type of animosity for him later on down the road. So great movie. Definitely culturally uncomfortable. So if you're not a person that's going to be comfortable with that kind of stuff, you're not going to want to watch this. But if you have a sixth sense of humor, as DeBeach says, or you can look at movies in a different way, and this movie will get you rolling. I mean, there's so many parts in there when he talks about the mom's uterus, because she cusses him out there in the restaurant. And he's like, "Oh yeah, you got a little prick for a son, this and that, and that loose old sock of a vagina that you got. It's kind of like an elephant trunk." And he says, "It's kind of like an elephant trunk just hanging there." He was so witty, and he was just so witty. And so many parts I'm laughing. But if you tell somebody that's not watched this movie, they would be like, "He said what?" And he's doing what, those little kids? Yeah. And when he squirted that ketchup, and he goes, "Oh, this is a great day. And, this is a wonderful day. Womanhood has arrived. We need to celebrate. This is great. Now, just think about this podium is way up there. You got to walk all the way down there. But that's okay, because you have blossomed." And it was just so funny. And, he's doing this to 9 and 10-year-olds. And basically he got what he wanted. and that was why at the end he was like, I've accomplished it. I've basically ruined my father's pride and joy. So that's why he didn't need the money, because it wasn't about the money. It was just about ruining his dad's pride and joy, this gem of the spelling bee. So great movie, funny. I mean, there's so many parts we probably could have wrote down, 20 more of funny quotes that Jason Bateman said in this movie that it's just off the chain. Again, uncomfortable. So yeah, and someone I think TJ said this TV show, this episode of streaming of Player Pass will be demonetized. Yeah, I'm not even going to try to monetize this one. There's so many we've dropped so many words in this one. Don't even try. So so that's what we have for that. And then the second movie we've got is Blues Brothers. And since my bride is not here, I'll go first with this one. How about that?
Okay.
How about that?
And change the marquee.
Yep. So let me change my banner. Blues Brothers. And I will say this.
It was.
I have not. It was how many years?
4.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I was definitely born when this came out, but I don't remember when I watched this movie. Definitely not watched it in its entirety in probably 80, 81, 82 on VHS. So for me, it's been a long time. I did not realize the cast that's in this. That was one of the things that I mean, we knew that John Belushi was on it. So any of you guys that are younger that say, oh, is that Jim Belushi? No, this is John Belushi. So John Belushi was Jim Belushi's brother, and Jim Belushi wasn't anybody. John Belushi was on Saturday Night Live. This guy was funny. Jim Belushi became popular after John Belushi's passed. But John Belushi, if you have not watched some of the Saturday Night Lives that he was in it, just a comic genius in some of the stuff he did. Animal House, I mean, come on now. That right there, National Lampoon's Animal House, if you've not watched that, you need to see that. That is funny. 1941, another really, really good one. So the cast in this was just off the chain. You had James Brown. Okay. James Brown. If I didn't start laughing and if I wasn't tapping my feet. All right, so I'm from the South. The Beach is, he's in Virginia, so he's coming somewhat from the South. If you've ever went to a black church, I've been to a black Baptist church. Unlike a Catholic church, so some of you may have been Catholic and been to a church that's, they're live. They are live. Now, not as live as this was, but if I was smiling and I'm when they're singing and the choir's going and they got the people dancing, it's not quite that bad or not that much action going on in the church, but it had me there. That James Brown being the pastor and he's dancing and he's sliding and it was off the chain. I love that.
Can you see the light?
Yeah. Yeah. Can you see it? But some of the other, all right, so you had Dan Aykroyd was in it. Who was Princess Leia in it?
Carrie Fisher.
That was the good
Carrie Fisher.
Carrie Fisher.
Don't forget that Steven Spielberg was in the movie too.
I didn't notice Steven Spielberg, but I didn't realize that John Landis directed this.
Yeah.
And Dan Aykroyd wrote it.
Yeah. And so that blew me away. Katherine Freeman, we've seen her in numerous movies. She's been in movies and TV shows for a long time. But Carrie Fisher, when she was in it, I mean, I was like, look how young she is. I mean, and you had, so who was the guy, the black cop? You know, he was
the guy from 21 Jump Street.
yes,
Williams.
yes.
Is that
Yeah,
Williams?
Stephen Williams.
Stephen
Stephen
Williams.
Williams, a Trooper Mount. And
Yeah.
I mean, there was person after person after
Mhm.
person when
Ray
you're
Charles,
watching this.
John Candy.
Shaka Khan.
Yeah.
Shaka Khan was in it.
Mhm.
Aretha Franklin. Wasn't that Aretha?
Yeah.
Wasn't Aretha?
There's Aretha.
Wasn't she? I mean, there is
John
just
Candy.
so many. John Candy. I mean, there's this cast was just chock full of big actors. Great movie. It's a musical. I forgot that it was a musical because there's so many songs going on it. Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder was in it. So great movie for me.
Ray Charles, you mean?
Or Ray Charles. Yeah, I'm sorry, Ray Charles. Ray Charles was in it.
Yeah.
So it was just great. I really enjoyed it. I thought the comedy in it was most of the time pretty good. There was a few places where it was kind of but most of the time the comedy was pretty good. I thought it was a little bit stupid when they were blowing up and she was shooting them and all this and that and they didn't die, but a classic movie for me. And again, I haven't watched it in a long time. And probably not in its entirety since a VHS back in the early 80s, but definitely worth watching if you've never seen this, and I hope people have watched it. So that's what I got from this.
All right, I'll go.
Okay.
I always loved this movie because it's just classic. Now, when we talk about James Brown, I got to tell a quick story because I met James Brown, but it was the day after he got out of prison. You remember when he spent time in prison and he finally got out? I met him. I was working at my building. I was working in the city, and here comes this guy walking out with 2 huge bodyguards, and I'm like, "Hey, a second, that's James Brown." I said, and I told him, I said, "James, you're out." And he goes, and I'll never forget it. All of my life, I'll never forget this. He walks over to me, and I couldn't even understand a goddamn word he was saying, but it was just like something like, and he floated away into his car. I will never ever forget that. But that's my story of James Brown. But I love James Brown, and to see a movie like this, John Landis. I love John Landis as a director. He's done so many things back then in the 80s that were just so great. I think from The American Werewolf in London, all that stuff, and to see Steven Spielberg also in the same movie is just so memorable. This movie does have some of the best music you'll ever hear.
And some of the best musicians.
Yeah, definitely some of the best musicians that you would ever see. When they go to that country western place, oh my God, how funny was that with the smashing bottles and
I've been in bars like that.
Yeah. I think that this movie does the car chases. I think are definitely beat out Bullet to me. Okay, I love the car chases. That they did in this film. I think that they're hilarious. Reminds me of watching Dukes of Hazzard as a kid. And you just can't beat that. Watching a pileup of 12 cars, you know what I mean? You can't beat that. I love that.
Well, all the police got out. Did you notice that all the police got out and they started shooting?
Yeah.
Like,
Man.
How far away is the car already?
Yeah.
Bop, 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 bop.
My last thing to say is, I think that movies like this will always hold up. and I think it, for one reason, is because of the music. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the other stuff that's, you know, more current, there's nothing in there that's really gonna, you know, draw you to say, oh well, yeah, I gotta watch this movie again. No, it this stays in your mind, and you say anytime you would see it, you say, yeah, I gotta watch that because that was a great movie. All right, Andrew.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree with you when you say these kind of movies always hold up, because I think it's been proven because the story is one I've seen before in other movies, but obviously this is done so much better because there's the music. The music is the standout. And I just like I like these like kind of road trip stories where they go everywhere they go, they piss somebody off, and then that person, and it's like a chain of people chasing them down.
Yeah.
I've got to mention this before I forget it. The scene where they go into this country and western bar to get, because he's like, "Oh, I've got the gig here. It's here," and they're like, "Well, it says such and such," but he's like, "Oh, it's supposed to say the Return of the Blue Brothers." Well, and then they go in, and Dan Aykroyd goes to the woman. So, what kind of music you guys got here? And she goes, "Oh, both kinds, country and western." Just like there's only two types of music. So yeah, we've got both kinds. And then they come in, he's like chicken wire. They've got like chicken wire up because every country and western bar is like typical. They're just like throwing bottles at them and stuff, even whether they like the music or whether they hate the music. At the end of the night, the woman's just like scooping up all these bottles. There's like bottles all over the floor. She's just brushing all these piles of bottles up. That's a bit that cracked me up. Just when she was like, "Yeah, we've got both kinds of music here." I did like how Dan Aykroyd always kept just saying we're on a mission from God.
Yeah.
just every time someone asks them about what they do, say you're on a mission from God. John Belushi. It's the first thing I think I've probably ever seen him in, because I think when you had his thing up there, he died in 1982, did he? Or
it was about that. Well,
yeah,
maybe.
I think it said 82.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I wasn't even born yet.
Jeez.
Yeah, 82.
But
I remember when
I guess it's his brother I've seen then, because I do recognize the name Belushi.
Yeah,
Jim Belushi.
Brother you've seen.
Yeah, but I did like him in this. I like at the start when he's getting processed.
You
to come
really
out
need
stuff.
to check out like an old Saturday Night.
Watch 1941.
Yeah, that's great too.
Yeah, because he doesn't play a humongous part in Animal House. Animal House, he's in it, but it's not like a major part in that.
Yeah, I agree with what Todd was saying about it was a random how Carrie Fisher just kept appearing. Like one minute she blows them up, and like the bricks. I love how the bricks are all just like perfectly in place, and it's a pile of bricks. None of the bricks are like shattered or anything like that. And they just come out of it, and they're like, "Oh, that reminds us we're late, or late for whatever it is," and then they just get up and go. What was the other thing when she comes in? Not when she does, like, so she blows up the thing. What was the second thing she did? Oh, with a flame. Was it with a fire?
Well, she did a rocket launcher. Then she detonated. Then the bomb.
Flamethrower.
Yeah,
it was the rocket launcher first, then the bomb.
No.
Something Dan Aykroyd's character said after the second one. I can't remember what he said, but it just made us chuckle. If I can remember what it is later, I'll let you know. But it was just something like one of those events where she does something to try and kill them, and then Dan Aykroyd's like, "Oh yeah, that reminds us, blah blah blah." It made us laugh. But I've lost it now. It's like dropped out of my mind. There's a lot of cheap laughs in it, but it was like I think like Todd said, it wasn't overly. It was funny enough. The story was good enough to keep us interested, and I like just every time how they met someone who started singing, they just got up and started dancing with them. Like wherever they went to church, they started dancing randomly, and then when they're in the restaurant getting the band back together, and they're getting the guy from the restaurant, and she's like, "Oh, what do you want?" And he's like, "Yeah, you got white bread?" She's like, "Yeah." "Can I have I'll have toasted white bread." She's like, "Oh, do you want jam or butter?" "No, I just want just plate, just toasted white bread. And she goes, and you? And he goes, oh, I'll have you got fried chicken? Yeah, we've got fried chicken. Do you want chicken wings? Do you want chicken wings or chicken breasts? So, no, I want 4 fried chicken and a Coke. And then she goes, do you want anything to drink with that? And then Dan Aykroyd goes, yeah. And then and John Belushi goes, yeah, a Coke, because he's already said a Coke. It's like, hey, you got to hear these guys. This guy wants a dry white toast, and this other guy wants four cooked chickens. It's like, oh, that's the Blues Brothers. But then he's like, oh, I'm going to go and do this gig with them. And she's like, starts breaking into song, and they're sitting there for a while. And then all of a sudden they just get up and start doing this dance routine. As soon as I saw John Candy was in it, I was like, yeah, I'm hooked with this. I'm on board because I love John Candy.
You like John Candy? I love John Candy.
Yeah, I wish.
I feel so bad that, you know, of all the stars that are in there that have passed already, it's just like such a shame, you know, because they would like, you know, comedic legends, you know, legends to me.
Well, hey, Andrew, you know who that guy is there with John Belushi there?
Come on, you gotta know.
One of the Rubens.
No.
Paul Rubin.
Yeah.
Pee
Wee Herman.
Pee Wee Herman. So,
oh my God!
That's Pee Wee Herman. That's when I saw it, I was like, "Holy shit, Pee Wee Herman's in this movie."
Oh yeah, I see it now. I didn't know what his real name was.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
Paul Rubin.
I didn't know if you knew.
Tie.
Oh yeah, Pee Wee's Playhouse, and yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he didn't play a very big part. He was a small.
He's bored. He's an idiot. I love the nun as well at the start when they're on the floor at the bottom of the stairs and just like saying, "I raised you to be Catholic and you just turned out to be crooks," and then she just like says, and then she starts gliding back into the room, like she's floating back into the room.
Yeah, well, you notice all the doors shut automatically, like, you know, she had the power.
Yeah, I like it. It was funny. It was good. It was good fun. I'm done.
All right, The Beach. What was your thoughts?
The one, every time I watch this, the very first thing that always gets me is the part there with the penguin, because I took piano lessons from a Catholic nun.
Oh God!
And it could have been the freaking penguins. It's the way she taught me. But I mean, the thing that gets me with it is, like you said, the amazing cast is in there. All the cars, 103 cars were destroyed. They bought 60 police cars at auction for $400 a piece. And, you know, so everything was destroyed. The musicians in there, and, you know, I'm a fan of music, so I love that aspect of it. And just, I mean, Carrie Fisher, I guess, is the prime example of that saying, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.
Yeah.
You know, because she was out for blood. I mean, it was, like I said, it was the first movie Dan Aykroyd had ever wrote. And, let me see. And I mean, they got it. Carrie Fisher and Dan Aykroyd got engaged during the filming of this movie.
Really?
And yeah, she ended up dumping him, and she hooked up with Paul Simon and Garfunkel. So she dumped on that. So, I mean, yeah, I was going to show Blues since, you know, support Canada. This is Crystal Head Vodka. This is Dan Aykroyd's vodka company. It's made in Canada. Yeah.
Oh, nice bottle.
Vodka. Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
And what's that called?
It's called Crystal Head Vodka.
And it's from Canada?
It's made in Canada.
Okay. But you were able to get it here?
Yeah, here they sell at the local liquor store.
Oh, okay. No, because I don't drink anymore, but I like that bottle. So
yeah, the bottle.
I got to get it.
I might drink it just for the bottle. I hate the vodka, but damn that
so,
bottle.
I mean, look, I'm here supporting Canada, and once again, Blue's not here.
Not here.
It's my pick of a movie. Got a complex, but I mean, it's just, I mean, the car chases, the going through the mall when basically freaking destroyed everything. I mean, that mall, the mall they did that scene in had just closed a year earlier, and they were able to rent it for $12,500. Then they built 30 storefronts and filled them with stuff that they could destroy. So, I mean, what the movie cost like 20 some million to make, the budget to destroy crap had to be almost close to half of that. But to me, it's a classic. It's a classic. Good movie and a great musicians, singers. So, yeah, I'm a fan.
All right, so I'm sorry, they're weed eating outside my outside my apartment. They're weed eating. So I like to. So we got Shrink and Sharon, we got Roger and Eddie joined in on the show. I posted the link for any of you guys that want to join, guys or gals, may join the show. More than welcome to join. You don't have to have a camera. You can just, as long as you have a microphone, you can talk. More than welcome to join and to give us your thoughts and kind of the things that you liked or didn't like about either one of the movies or both. So I'll start with Sharon first since she's on bottom here. Sharon, thanks for joining our show. So what was your thoughts about Bad Words and the Blues Brothers?
Bad Words. At first I was like, what am I watching? That movie was, it was pretty funny. Like you said, when he first came in and he went there to the spelling bee and he had the loophole and it was like, you can't be here, you can't be here to spelling bee. And, the spelling contest when he first got there and he was like, oh, yes, I can, and they was like, no, first you have to be not past the 8th grade. He was like, yes, I did. And then he went over to the school and showed the paperwork and everything, that he really, didn't pass and everything. And so they was, of course, trying everything they could, to keep him from going to the 8th grade. I mean, I'm not 8th grade, but from being in the spelling bee. And then it was crazy. Then after that, when they went to the different, and then like you said, when he did the spelling test, and then he told the people that, told the mothers, that I forgot what he said to them, but then they start chasing them. The parents start chasing them and everything. And then, like he said, when they got to the hotel with the little and stuff, and we're traveling for the spelling bee. And by the way, yeah, the spelling bee is big here in the U.S. It's like a sport over here. So yeah. Also, what else about the movie? He did everything to throw him off, and they were trying to give him, the hardest words and everything. Yeah, that about him teaching the children the curse words and stuff. And it was a lot of crazy parts in that movie. He just all the one-liners. The movie was just overall. It was different. It was funny. So the beach that was
it was
crazy
different.
One. It was funny. It was funny. I liked it.
Yeah.
Actually liked
Yeah.
it. At first I was like, because at first I was like, oh, he's picking on these children, but especially like, I just knew that little boy was going to break down. When he gave that little boy the underwear and was telling him that his parents was about to get a divorce, I was like, oh my goodness, this boy is going to misspell this word. I just know he is. He went out there, he spelled that word superbly, and then he looked at his parents like, high five. Like that didn't faze him none, And, so, all the stuff he did to try to trick the kids and everything. And like you said, at the end of the day, he was trying to get back at his dad, for everything that, that had happened with him in his childhood. But yeah, the movie was overall, it was a pretty good movie. So yeah. And then as far as the Blues Brothers, I had seen that movie, but I did not remember anything about that movie. I had seen it not too long ago, like maybe about 5 or 6 years ago. We did a family night and kind of seen it, but I still didn't remember a lot about that movie. And the part with the nun when they first got out of prison, when they went to see the nun, that was kind of funny. How she was beating them out the room.
Well, they kept swearing. They're like,
Yeah, they got
shit,
swearing,
damn,
and then she
damn,
started.
shit. And she is.
Exactly. She was beating them out the room, knocking them all down the steps and stuff. And then they was like, "Oh, we need to go to church," you know. And then when they got to the church, of course, that's when they ran into James Brown, and he was preaching, and then broke out in song, like I said. And then they started singing. Yeah, you know, they was talking about, like I said, on a mission for God, needing to put the band back together. And then from there on, like you said, they had a lot of celebrities in there. Then from then on, they run into that guy kept looking like Huey Lewis. I kept looking, I was like, is that Huey Lewis from the news? That one guy in their band?
Oh, the one that from the country band, the country.
Yeah,
that lead singer from the Good Old Boys.
Oh, the Good Old Boys.
I kept looking at him.
He's an actor that you would have seen in something else.
Yeah, he's been in a lot of movies.
He's been in a lot of movies. That guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'll look him up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, of course, you know, like I said, when they went to go with Aretha Franklin, and she was like, absolutely not. That's my husband. And when she went to telling him he was not getting back with he was not going back to there, that they owed him money, you know, that he wasn't going. And then she did that whole song. And then he was like, he just, when she got done with her song and everything, the chef, the cook or whatever, he looked like he was all scared to leave and everything. Because he just took his ponytail out and started blowing the horn and everything. And she was like, go. You may as well go. You know, and then he left with them. And then it went into, what is the next singer? The next singer, Ray Charles. Mm-hmm. And, of course, he sang. And all the people was doing the dance, you know, and everything. And it was a lot of celebrities.
Cab Calloway.
Yeah, Cab Calloway, the guy who was doing almost of the driving.
Mm-hmm.
The one to do the Hootie Hoo or whatever, that song. And then, not to mention the guy that was on the streets that was singing, who was saying he wrote that song. Yeah, the guy was saying, I wrote that song.
Yeah. John Lee Hooker.
Yeah, that saying right before they went into the restaurant before they ran into Aretha Franklin. That was singing on the street. Yeah.
The one that got me in the restaurant where they go into the real fancy place, and John Belushi goes over to the ferry. The women, how much for the women?
Oh, that was hilarious.
Yes, and then like I said, all the and then like I said, Carrie Fisher's part where she was doing all that because he broke her heart, you know, kept trying to blow him up, and of course none of that worked. And then the other part where you know, they find when they performed, that was really funny at the country music bar. And he was like, are you sure we're supposed to be here? And he was like, oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. He was like, but they got a list of songs. He was like, oh, those are just suggestions. And then they start singing that one song, and they start throwing the bottles at them. And so they had to hurry up and change up to that country song. And they're still throwing the bottles at him the whole time. And, you know, they sing them other two songs. And then they were like, how about our pay? And he was like, yeah, well, we were going to pay you $200, but you drank $300 worth of beer. So they didn't make any money from that. And then, of course, the cops along with John Candy that was following them. And then the big concert at the end. And then that was so crazy. A lot of unrealistic about the chasing after the big concert. When they was doing all the chasing and they were doing all the jumping off the bridge and stuff like that. That put me in the mind of that other, what was that other movie we were watching where they were doing all the chasing? The one with
was that the one where that guy that snaps, that guy that snapped in the car, the one that yeah. Or Bullet. I mean, there was Bullet we watched.
It was Bullet, but it was the other movie. The other movie with dang, what is his name? That Fisher guy. I mean, not Fisher, but oh my goodness, I forgot the name of it. We watched it. It was that you picked, Auburn.
That I picked?
Yeah, it was a movie that you picked with Blair Underwood. That movie that you picked, and then they did the chase at the end of the movie. They did that chase at the end of the movie. And,
you said with Blair Underwood?
Yeah, it had Blair Underwood in it, and it had Lawrence Fishburne in it, and they had that crazy face at the end.
The one with what was that? Matthew McConaughey also, or not? No,
I don't think it had Matthew McConaughey, but it was
who else was in it?
Oh,
It had
yeah.
Blair Underwood was looking for Lawrence Fishburne was a cop,
Was a cop, right?
and
Oh, yes.
and
Yeah, I
Blair
know what you
Underwood
mean.
was the bad guy.
Right.
And remember
But,
at the end they went up to that bridge and we was like, "There's no way that car could go that fast and stuff." That's what that put me in the mind of.
oh, okay.
Also, the last thing I want to say real quick about this movie, remember before when we were talking about the director real quick,
John Landis.
John Landis, yes. I was gonna say real quick, maybe he should have directed Coming to America 2 because he did Coming to America 1, and maybe it would have been a better movie. You know, he also did Thriller. So maybe if he would have worked on Coming to America 2, it would have been a better movie. That's all I would
Him and Eddie Murphy didn't get along.
Yeah.
That's why they didn't. Yeah, I mean, Coming to America was the first one was a big hit, and he did it. But apparently, they didn't get along during the filming of it.
Okay, I was about to say if he would have did part 2, it probably would have been a bigger hit.
Yeah, you know he's laughing now. You know.
Not us. That's for sure. Not us.
Yeah, not us.
Wasn't funny.
All right. Hey, we got let's see. We got Mr. Roger. Not Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, but Roger. Welcome to the show. Let's see if you got your mic sorted out.
Oh, I guess not.
Oh, wow.
All right. It says he's disconnected. Hold on. He says devices. We know how StreamYard can sometimes be. We'll give him a second here. Give him a second.
Hey, while Sharon was talking, I took my little skull here and put a goatee on it. We can call him Little Andrew.
All right. It looks like he left the show. We'll jump over here to Eddie. See if Roger gets sorted out. Eddie, welcome.
Hi, how's everybody?
How you doing?
Awesome.
Okay, let's talk about bad words. Bad words gives me a different impression of Bateman. Just his face, man, and just knocked me out. You know, just looking at him, the way he's looking at people, the way he expresses himself, and he gives a look. You know, it really gets you. You know, but the best part I really like was, "Don't look at me. Don't look at me." And how they treated those kids, man. It's like...
Yeah, we hear you, Roger.
We got Roger. Hold on, Roger. Go ahead, Eddie.
So, I'm thinking I'd say, you see this adult, a 40-year-old, young kid with all these other kids, and he's acting on the same level as them. But, in a different world, that he's the one that's going to win. And he's going to do everything he can to win. Even though, he's a man, he's supposed to be giving lessons to the kids, but he's not giving lessons to the kids. He's trying to get rid of the kids so he can win. But at the end, when he's back, he's arguing with the kid, and he's spelling, "Well, you missed a word, you missed a letter," and then the other one takes over, "Well, you missed a letter too," and they're battling back and forth. And at the end, when he decided he didn't want to take it, for like a draw. Mm-hmm. So finally, when he gets out and he goes and sees his old man, and he gives him the letter, and the old man rips up the letter. He said, "Well, that's talking about your son," But I really love this movie. It's like somebody said, this movie was underrated. Mm-hmm. It was a very good movie. Okay, the Blues Brothers. Now we're talking music.
Yeah, it's music. We knew that Eddie was gonna like it.
Music.
Oh yeah. First of all, this movie was based on a band, a Canadian band. It's called the Downchilds, out of Toronto. And I've never seen these. I have all most of their albums, but this band really influenced Dan Aykroyd, because they played in a club in Toronto. It's called Grossman's Tavern. I think the Rolling Stones even went there to play. But besides that, okay, let's get into the movie. To start off with James Brown. James Brown, like Alvin said, he met James Brown. Well, I had tickets to go to a show on January the 3rd. I forget what year. to go with my kids to see James Brown. Well, my kids had never seen James Brown, but I was going to go see James Brown with my kids, and he died on December the 25th.
Oh man!
And that really knocked me out. But I've seen James Brown lots of times. Cab Calloway in this movie was super. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he was one of the oldies but goodies.
Yeah.
What else? Todd, you're talking about the Black Church, okay?
Mhm.
If you want to see something, there was a documentary on PBS, I think, about 3 weeks ago. It's called A Black Church. It's 4 hours long. You should see that if you're interested in that.
No, I've been to Black Church, and yeah, it's about 4 hours
It's
long.
about 4 hours
You
anyhow.
go to a white church, and it's like
Yeah.
this. We're at 1 hour, Pastor.
Yeah.
It's inside joke. If you go to church, there's a difference.
Yeah.
Yep.
But this movie, music-wise, I loved it. I don't know how many times I've seen it, and every time I've seen it, I've always seen something that I never saw before. One of the things I saw this time was when Dan Aykroyd's in the music store with Ray Charles, and he goes over to the toaster and he puts the bread in the toaster, and he puts the way he slides it, the drawer into the toaster, but he never knows of it. The toaster's plugged in.
Mm-hmm.
But Ray Charles, when he comes out and he starts sitting down, he said, "Well, this piano's out of tune," and he hits the thing and he sits down. Well, that's an antique Fender Rhodes. That is a good piano. Besides that, I saw a document. Thanks, I got to say thanks to Roger, and I got to say thanks to Alvin. There was a movie that I was looking for, and I found it on RD, and it's called Sideman: Long Road to Glory. It's the same thing as 20 Feet from Glory, from Stardom.
Mm-hmm.
But this is about blues artists, and it's about 3 blues artists. One is Herbert Sumlin, Pine Top Perkins, and the other one is Big Eyes Smith. Okay,
And what was
and
the
they all
name of it
died
again?
the same. Huh?
What was the name of it again?
Sideman: Long Road to Journey.
Thanks.
Okay. I've been looking. It came out in 2011. I've been looking for this movie. I don't know since I've been on Cody, but I never found it. But I just remember just before seeing this movie, the Blues Brothers, I said I got to check it out again. So I checked it and I got it right away. So I watched it. Beautiful. What these people? Okay, in the movie there was in the movie I just talked about, Sidemen. You were talking about, when you see John Lee Hooker on Maxwell Street in Chicago? Well, John Lee Hooker wasn't supposed to be playing that. It was supposed to have been Muddy Waters. Yeah. And in the background was Pine Top Perkins, Big Eye Smith on drums, and Yuba Sumlin, who used to play with Howlin' Wolf. That's history. Mm-hmm. But and all the musicians, the only thing I didn't really like is because you had Steve Cropper, you have Donald Duck Dunn, the bass player was smoking a pipe, and the only one he was missing was Booker T on organ. I don't know who was playing organ. And then you had Matt Guitar Murphy, which was Aretha Franklin's husband, and you had Lou Marini. Man, this is a #1 blues movie. That's for me.
Awesome. Thank you, Eddie. Let's see, Roger, are we sorted out, sir?
I think so.
All
and
right.
Yeah, we're golden.
And I got rid of the echo too.
All right.
Yes.
Damn. All right. So Blues Brothers, I hadn't seen that movie in probably 20 years actually. But it is really funny. You guys have I'm batting clean up here, so there's not much meat left on this bone. So one thing, Beach had said that they wrecked 103 cars in this movie, and that is absolutely the truth. They held the record for the most wrecked cars in a movie for a long, long time until they made a sequel to this movie, and they wrecked one more. They wrecked 104 cars.
Yeah, but they were all the same model, eh?
Yeah, pretty much.
But Royal Monocles. Maybe they got a special. I don't know. Maybe they couldn't sell them.
Yeah, they went to every police department in the country to try to get a cop car.
And to what Andrew said that he liked when Dan Aykroyd kept saying they were on a mission to God, I do like that. But what I like even more about it is the thick Chicago accent that he said it with. It wasn't just God; it was God. You know. And I'm from the Midwest, so if we were gonna go to a big city, it was Chicago that we went to. So I did spend time in Chicago growing up. And it doesn't look like that anymore. Like the Chicago that's depicted in that movie is gone. It's torn down and gentrified. So, and as far as bad words go, I love that movie. I seen it the first time right after it came out, and I've watched it probably. I think this was my 6th time watching it. I've watched it with other people. Anytime someone would come over and want a funny movie, that was one of my go-to movies that I would show them because it's guaranteed to make you laugh.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure. I mean, it was made in 2013. I'm not sure that in 2020 or 21 now, the same movie could be made. I don't think many of those jokes would survive the edit. I really don't. I don't think you can say "shut up your curry hole"
Yeah, I know.
to a little kid in 2021.
We're a little too.
Oh.
I think about the only funny line that you guys didn't touch upon was when Shate Latte was asking me what his favorite word was, and he said autofellatio.
He says auto is in mouth.
So yeah, it's a
Oh god.
it's a funny movie. It's guaranteed to make people laugh, and it was on my list of movies to recommend at some point. So good job, Beach. You stole that one from me. I figured it was safe because I didn't think anyone had really ever seen it.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen it.
So
Hey, you're debate. You're muted. You muted yourself.
Oh, I was gonna say I didn't think as many people had seen it, like you thought, Roger. Just because it made it hardly made any lost money.
No, he's out here stealing pics.
Yeah, the beach is still. But that movie. It is. You're right about if someone comes over, and if they've not seen that, that's a movie that I think I probably do want to watch with other people.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
If someone's not seen it, I mean, the first time you see it. Well, this was the second time I seen it, and I still laughed.
Yeah.
I mean. And really, I laughed out loud at a lot of parts that were like, "That's funny." That is funny. But I did try to tell one of the guys at my work about it. I tried to explain it to him, and he was like, "That just sounds kind of mean and kind of hateful." I'm like, "You gotta watch it. It's different when you watch it than if you try to explain it."
Right.
Yeah, it's one of those movies that I've had downloaded for probably 5 or 6 years, and just watch it when somebody comes over that wants to giggle. Because you're gonna giggle, and one of my favorite parts in the movie is when they head into the grocery store and the Beastie Boys drops.
Yes,
because it's the perfect song for that what they're doing. And when they steal the lobster and throw it in the toilet, and it gets and a guy comes out of the stall with it hanging off the train, hilarious.
Yeah.
Man.
All in all, 2 great picks this week. I hope next week can hold up.
Oh, that's definitely
It's gonna be a hard one.
Yeah, hard show to follow.
Yeah. All right. So what we're gonna do is because we got one more week and then we go to week 40, which will be our review season 2. So let's go ahead and jump over here to the people on the side chat. Your thoughts on player pass for bad words. We're going to start with that first. So player pass for bad words. The people on the panel, I will go ahead and take your vote as we go. We also have this on Telegram, which I usually try to post. Albin, are you able to post that link?
It's already in the Telegram's already there. Can I post in the thing there?
Over here? Post it. Post it in the YouTube thing, and I'll allow it.
It's already in the Telegram.
Okay.
No. But I'm saying
No.
you can post the Telegram group
Yeah.
so that people can go there and vote. You know, because we do have the voting there too. Because you need to join the people that are on here. Most of you guys are on our Telegram group, but you need to join there because it's also the place where we are able to talk and chat, and you can vote there. Because the votes that are on that people say on this show are not the votes that we see in Telegram group. And I want to find out who these double knot spies are, and these sneaky dogs that say they like a show on Telegram, and we watch the show and they don't say they like the show at all. Asif, what's up? All right, so we'll start. This is going to be about bad words. So player pass for bad words, and player pass. Would you recommend somebody else to watch it? That is your litmus test. If you can say that you would suggest someone to watch it, then that's a play. If you would not suggest someone else to watch it, that's a pass. So we'll start with Roger. What was your thoughts? Play or pass?
Oh, if we're going on the criteria, I have already recommended it many times, so that's a play.
It's a play plus. The Beach.
The Skull and I give it both a play.
The Skull gives it a play. All right, Miss Sharon.
Play.
Play from. All right, awesome. All right, Eddie.
I give it a super play. I already recommended it to my kids.
yeah.
Oh,
awesome.
a super play.
Yeah, he's on with the super play. Andrew.
Play.
So we got that. Alban.
I'm a play.
And I will give it a play. Again, there's nothing funnier. Asif, amazing movie. So we'll give it a few seconds over here for people because we're a little bit behind. I will copy this.
Yeah, I tried to put it out there.
Yeah. You probably have to post it on the show on the YouTube page.
I did. Oh, I did.
Oh, did you? All right. Was it flagged? Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Sometimes YouTube is real weird. See, I don't even see. Yeah, see, it didn't even show it for me.
Wow.
I don't even see. Did you post anything on YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh, there you are. No, that's me. That's my post.
That's your post.
Look at you've been flagged along with all the people from MS7.
Wow. Yeah,
we stay flagged over here. We sure do.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, so
I think it's got to be like racial profiling or something.
That's probably what it is. Yeah. All right, so yeah, there's so many ways I could take that to the wrong, but we're not. I'm gonna take it. I'm not taking it to a bad degree there. So we got that. So Blues Brothers. So player pass. We'll go through the panel on that. Also, so for people on the side chat, if you guys want to say player pass, would you recommend this to other people? Roger, player pass for the Blues Brothers.
It's a play just for the music alone and the comic genius that is John Belushi. You know.
R.I.P. The Beach.
It's a play.
That is a play. Miss Sharon.
It's a play, just like Roger said. It's a classic that you can pass down to generations to watch. If nothing but for the music and the past, actors and singers in it.
And it really doesn't use a lot of swear. Now, was there many swear words in that?
No.
Well, the Penguin says yes.
Yeah, well, yeah. I guess in that one little spot, but they don't. It's not like that movie's like full of vulgar language.
Right.
I guess in that one spot, but it's not what you would typically nowadays think. So I just wonder. Let's see, Eddie.
It's a XXX super play.
Dang, triple X.
I don't know about no triple X.
I didn't see no triple X in there. I was looking. That always catches my attention. I didn't see it though. All right, Andrew.
My wife's going to be happy about that one. Triple X. Jesus Christ. Unlike Sean's pick from last week, I like this week's pick from Sean.
Oh, yes, she got two in a row
last week. Coming to America, that was a poor pick from Sean. That was her pick. This week's pick I did like. That's a play.
Yeah, she redeemed herself. She got like a 50-50 on this one. So she got bad last week, good this week. So yeah, because she got to bat twice. All right. So what about you, Auburn?
Oh, I loved it. I'm a definite play. Play with two fingers.
Yeah. Oh, there. We
Play
can go.
with two fingers. Yeah, that
No,
sounded
no.
good, right?
Well, you know what? We're gonna move on to my vote, which was a play. We're gonna give that a play. And as we're looking through I looked through there. I posted you guys in there. It looks like Octavia gave it a play. I see, highly recommended to play for him. Great movie. So 2 good movies this week, and I will have to say, unanimous picks for play for both of those movies, which doesn't happen. Usually we have 1 or 2 people that are like, I don't know. But this was definitely 2 good movies. Yeah.
Hey,
You were part of a awesome show there.
hey, one little bit of trivia that I forgot to mention. After the Blues Brothers came out, Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi toured as the Blues Brothers, doing concert venues for about 2 years after the success of the show. So
yeah, I remember that.
But did anybody else watch the remakes of Blues Brothers? Like Blues Brothers 2000? That was
yeah, I watched that.
It was a dud.
Look at you can even tell Eddie's just like, is it? It's like, you can even say it in your face. You're like, meh. All right. Let's see. So we got 2 people that are picking this week. Am I correct, Alban?
Yep.
Because he has been bestowed the power to know whose picks it is.
Yeah.
It's Alban. So if you're gonna bribe somebody about getting some extra picks, you got to bribe Alban over here.
It's hard to bribe me. You know, because when it comes to lists, I'm ridiculous. So unfortunately, it's my pick.
It's gonna be his pick every week.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, she's gonna put that on me.
Whose pick is
really hard to bribe me and make me say no, it's not me. No, but it is my pick and Andrew's pick.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Andrew, you go first.
Perfect.
Of course. I'm gonna pick the movie District 9.
Oh yeah. Okay.
yes,
That's a good movie.
All right, District 9. I'll go ahead and share my screen so you guys can get a image of this so that you can make sure you're picking the correct movie. District 9, 2009, sci-fi movie. Definitely, good. So I don't know if you guys have watched this before.
Yeah.
Andrew, have you seen the sequel to this, Andrew? Chappie?
Chappie.
Chappie. Yeah, I've seen Chappie. It's funny that actually is going to be a sequel to this. They just announced it last week.
District 10.
Yeah, right.
District 10. Yeah. That's actually
District
what it's called.
No, really. I was guessing. Yeah,
Really?
District 9.1. So, all right. So, District 9 is Andrew's pick for next week. Let me write that down.
I gotta
Fucking prunes.
try to remember what.
Fucking prunes. Get the fuck out of here, fucking prawns.
Hey, you know what's funny is actually I watched this when I got my 4K TV. It was one of the 4K items, and I watched it. I was like, oh yeah, it's not a bad movie. All right, so we got that.
Okay.
What about you, Alban? You've had a little extra time to think about it.
I'm going with Welcome to Marwin. Has anyone seen it?
Marwin?
Yeah, M-A-R-W-N. Yeah, Steve Carell.
Steve Carell.
Ah, that's where they do that shrinking thing.
Yeah.
I never watched this one.
Okay, good.
Because I thought it didn't get good grades.
Oh, didn't it?
Passed. I don't think it did. I passed on it.
6.2. I absolutely. There's like 2 parts to this movie. But I to know that it was a true story, pretty much, really is why, I really wanted to put it out there.
All right. Welcome to Marwin, 2018. Steve Carell. So you guys can take a look for that. These will be added to when Blue gets a chance. She will add that to her tracked list, which is if you can do one or two things. You can join the Telegram group. It's a great way to keep in track of it. Also, if you have tracked, most of us do. If you like her tracked list, as soon as she updates it, boom, the movies are there.
Yeah.
So that's always a great way of keeping track of it. This will be the last show of season 2. So we'll have this particular episode, which is episode 39. Then episode 40. This will be 39. The one you and Andrews.
Oh, okay.
You and Andrews will be 39, and then we will go to the following week will be our season 2, where we're going to talk about some different things. We still haven't came up with categories. I guess we're going to have to work that out this week.
We're working that out this week.
Yeah, we'll have to work that out this week so that next week's show, hopefully, we can post some categories.
It's going to be raining here the next 2 days, so I can put plenty of category suggestions on Telegram.
Yeah, put them on there.
Just send them to me.
Put those. I mean, because it doesn't hurt to have some different suggestions. Because it'd be fun. We like having some fun categories, things that's not your normal, and that just makes the show a little bit fun, something to laugh at.
And I think I heard that they announced it for the what's the other awards? The Emmys. Did they?
The Academy Awards.
Academy Awards. Okay.
Academy Awards.
Okay.
Yeah, I just tried to watch three of them that were nominated.
Okay, yeah. So I need to put that list out.
I am not watching a single one of those movies. They all look horrible.
No, not to watch. I'm saying for us to vote. I'll put it out.
They announced this show. They announced this show for an Academy Award.
Yeah. Yeah.
That means Todd picked this show for his next pick because it's Academy Award winner. Watch the show for him. Just sit and watch Player Pass review.
I got to stick with Academy Award winners, or it's got to have. It's got 2 criteria: Academy Award winner or Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey.
He just put out a new YouTube channel, you know.
I know. You posted that. I almost stopped the show right when you sent that to me. I almost had to stop mid-show. We're like, what? Sorry, we're going to end the show.
I sent it to you?
No,
I did.
It's posted in the
side. Okay, because I was going to send it to you. I'm like, but I said, nah. He must know about it.
So, I mean, does that mean if he runs and wins to be governor of Texas, you're going to leave Canada to move to Texas?
I was wondering that myself.
Hey, since he's on YouTube now and you're a YouTube sensation, you may be able to get him on the show as a guest.
Or I could be on his show. I mean, you would think
you could be in one of his movies.
I could be his co-host.
First movie that he's never won an Academy Award for.
Or nominated. I'd be like, I'm your biggest fan.
Could be his first movie rated under 5 stars. Could star you in it. Just think about that.
I'd be like, I say, Shannon gave me a hall pass with you, brother.
You could be like,
I think I'm Irish.
Be like his disabled brother.
He would just rather cast Todd from Bad Words.
Yeah, the book. Oh Lord! All right, so
I want to just get before
okay.
I'm going to get everyone in the show for today. So
I think I'm Irish today because I'm drinking out of a green cup.
Yeah, you look Irish.
Thank you.
Oh, look at Alban. Look at Dalden gave a play, so we got Dalden gave that play. So yeah, we got all kinds of plays for those. Awesome. Thank you, Dalden. So we got that going. All right, so next week we have Welcome to Marwin. Or is it Marwin?
Marwin, yeah.
Marwin, and then we got District 9. The following week will be our season 2 best of. What do we call that? Best of or season recap? I don't know. I don't know what to figure out the name. Okay, so we'll have that. Friday we got my show, so we'll have that going on.
Award show.
Yeah, we know that I'll have it picked. So let me go ahead. We'll jump in here to Roger. Anything you want to say before we go? We're actually going to be out of here early. Look at Blue's not here. We get out at hour and a half.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. Movies were great this week. They look good for next week. So fun times. I'll see y'all next week.
Awesome. Let's see. The Beach.
Thanks for letting me on the show. I hope people enjoyed my pick, and see y'all next week.
All right, Miss Sharon.
Thanks for having me on the show. Look forward to seeing your show Friday for Streaming Matters. And thanks
Awesome.
to chat for coming, because if it wasn't for the side chat, it wouldn't be a show. So I'd like to thank everybody on the panel and you for having me on the show.
Awesome. Thank you, Sharon. Eddie.
Thanks for having me on the show, and this was a good week. 2 damn good movies. And catch Friday and catch you next week. Let's keep everybody safe.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Andrew.
Yeah, just what everybody else has said, and just thank you to everyone that comes and along in.
He's doing
your mic
People
your mic
enjoy
cut
listening
out.
to. Oh,
Mike, cut out.
All right, there, we got you now.
Yeah.
bye. Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah. See,
God.
he was gonna say something profound, and his
Yeah.
microphone said, we're not having that shit." So, Alban.
I want to thank everyone for coming out here on my happy Wednesday, where I get to see all of you again. Do your homework, everyone. If you want extra credit on my movie, there is another movie that you can watch called Marwin Call. But, I'm not going to hold anyone to that. But if you watch the movie and you're like, you want to know more, you can watch that movie.
What's the name? Marvin Carr?
Marwin Call.
Marwin.
Marwencol. Okay, so if you want to do some extra credit.
Yeah. Well, the rest of us are really working. Some
Well,
people have.
notice you was the only other person who said that you would try to look out to watch it.
Yeah. Well, we know that some people be watching this shit. They'll be done by tomorrow. Not mentioning no names. So, because hey, somebody in the Telegram says homework done.
Homework done, baby.
Hey, somebody does that every week. So, but hey,
I
thanks
wake
for
up-
Everyone does it. No,
I wake up-
it's
I wake up
Literally
before
5
the
minutes after the
morning.
show has ended.
I wake up at 4:30 in the morning and I check the Telegram and I already see it. Alban, homework done.
Yeah. He does it. Yeah. So, thanks for that. I will say thanks to everyone that's on the panel: Roger, the Beach, Shrinking Sharon, Eddie, Andrew, Alban, Blue, who comes on. Anybody that comes on the show, we thank you guys for jumping on the panel, because it makes it fun to have people and to cut up, have fun, joke, and that's what this show is about. Thanks to the people on the side chat. Thank you guys for coming in, joining us each week. We have the same people, and that's not a bad thing. It's fun to have the same people that come and cut up with us, watch the movies together, say what they're going to say. Even if they don't come on the panel, they watch them every week. So it is great to have it, because this show is not about tech. It's not about trying to be all fancy. It's just about to watch a movie. Did you like it? Not like it? What didn't you like about it? Or what did you like about it? And it's fun. It does force me to watch stuff, because, to be honest, other than 3 episodes of WandaVision, I don't know if I've watched TV other than the 2 movies I had to watch this week. So it forces me to actually watch something on the TV. So thanks to that. Thanks for you guys watching. We will have next week's picks, which is Welcome to Marwin and District 9 are the 2 picks next week. Please join the Telegram group. Please tell us some categories that you would like to see us to do for season 2 when we talk about the TV shows or the movies. And watch Friday's show. I don't know who's going to be on. I don't know what we're doing. We'll see. TJ says he'll eventually come on. We'll see. We'll see, TJ. We'll see. We'll see if you get brave enough to come up on here like everybody else that's on the panel. Got them guts, because they got them big.
$13.95 webcam, Amazon.
Hey, I actually got a new cam because O'Neill mentioned that he had a new webcam, so I couldn't be outdone. So I went and I bought a new webcam, and now I'm scared to install it because I think that it's going to make me look too much like myself, and I won't look as good. So I was like, do I really want to look? I don't. It's supposed to be really clear. Maybe I want more of a hazy look. You know,
that's like me. That's why I gave.
Yeah, look at Alban looks.
I'm
He
no
looks
fool.
handsome as hell. He is
I am no
handsome as
fool.
hell in that hazy look.
Got that deep voice. Got the white beard going. I'm no idiot.
Yeah,
Mama
he
didn't raise no
he
fool.
looking sexy. That's
Hey,
why
Alvin,
you.
where's the T-shirt?
It's
No T-shirt today.
it's just a green shirt underneath there somewhere.
Yeah,
Okay.
leprechaun there.
Yeah,
Leprechaun.
black leprechaun.
Right.
So hey, thanks for you guys joining, and we'll see you guys on Friday, or we'll see you on the next Player Pass, and we'll see you on the next one. See ya.
Yeah.
See ya.